والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Then we're going to do our last verb of the form 1 Sahih Salim before we move on to form 2 of Sahih Salim. We're going to do form 2 and then through 10 so that we get used to. It's easier to deal with the verbs which have sound letters. Once you start adding an alif, a waw, or a ya in there, then they get a little bit more complicated. So we figured if we go through forms 1 through 10 with sound letters, then inshallah ta'ala it will become easier. It will become easier to introduce those bi'idhnillah. So we're going to take the verb today, thaqula. Tha, qaf, lam. And again, forgive me because it's a little bit difficult to write sideways. Al-wazn, al-jidr is the tha, qaf, lam. Al-wazn is form 1. And you can put an Arabic 1 or an English 1. It doesn't matter. I put the Roman numeral just because that's what I'm used to. And no, the type, Sahih, Salim. Right? Meaning it doesn't have an alif, a waw, or a ya anywhere in there. And the ma'na of thaqula is to be heavy. Right? So, we're going to go over the fi'l madi first, as always. Thaqula. Thaqula. Yathqulu. 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 Okay, so thaqala, third person, al-ghaib, al-mudhakkar, al-mufrad, male, singular, thaqula. Muthanna, dual, right? Thaqula, we add the alif, al-ithnain. Thaqula. And here, al-jam for plural, we add the waw al-jama'ah and the alif to protect it. We say thaqulu. Thaqulu. Then when we come down here to al-ghaib, third person, al-mu'annath, feminine, al-mufrad, we add the ta ta'nith sakina, which just lets us know that it is the feminine one doing this in line with hiya, although it doesn't mean hiya, right? It just thaqulat. And again, we went two females that we're talking about, third person. We add the alif al-ithnain, thaqulata. Thaqulata. And then we talk about the third person, feminine plural. We add the noon and niswa. Thaqulna. Right? Come down to al-mukhatab, second person, al-mudhakkar, male, al-mufrad, singular, thaqulta. Thaqulat mawazinu, using this form. Whoever his scales become heavy, thaqulat. Right? Thaqulta for second person, male, singular. Thaqultuma antum. Thaqultuma. أنتم ثقلتم. Right? أنتِ ثقلتِ. أنتما ثقلتما. and أنتن ثقلتن. And then متكلم, first person, we say ثقلت. ثقلت آسف. ثقلت. And then these are the same. ثقلنا. ثقلنا and ثقلنا. Right? That's your فعل ماضي, your past tense. فعل مضارع يثقل, third person masculine singular. الغائب المذكر مفرد. If we want the مثنى, the dual, what do? We add the alif الاثنين and a noon for being مرفوع. So we say يثقلان. يثقلان. And then when we want it to be jam, plural, we add the waw of jama'a and the noon of being marfu'. يثقلون. يثقلون. الغائب, third person, مؤنث feminine مفرد, تثقل. تثقل. And again here we add the alif الاثنين and the noon for being مرفوع. تثقلان. تثقلان. And then here for this third person feminine plural, we add the noon of niswa, not the noon of marfu'. We say تثقلنا or يثقلنا آسف. يثقلنا. Then we have أنت تثقل. Right? أنتما تثقلان. أنتم تثقلون, we add the waw of jama'. تثقلون and the noon of being marfu'. In the one previous to this, the dual, we added the alif al-ithnain and the noon of being marfu'. تثقلون. Right? Al-Mukhatab, second person mu'annith, we add the ya al-Mukhataba, the ya of the female we're talking to, and the noon of being marfu'. So we just say tathkulina. Tathkulina. Right? Then tathkulani, again for two. Right, and again we add the noon of niswa on this form here, right, not the noon of being marfu. We say tathkulna. المتكلم, first person, we say أثقل. أنا أثقل. نحن نثقل. And again, many of the books, they do not teach this dual form, but some of them do. And so that someone doesn't think that there cannot be a dual reference, and we've been adding it these last couple classes as an advice from our brother. Nathkulu. Now, what happens when we add an, lan, idhin, or kate in front of these? Right? What happens? Then they become mansoob. These dhammas are going to become fathas. Right? I should have used a different color. All right, let's see if I can use a green or something to make it stand out. These dhammas are going to become fathas. Right? And our noon of marfu is going to be dropped because it became mansoob. If you remember on these two, these not a noon marfu, this is a noon of niswa, so they don't change. Right? When it becomes medzum, what is medzum here? Medzum is going to be something like lam in front of it, or la of nahiya, the prohibition, or in. If this comes before, then our dhamma is going to become a fatha. Right? Those of our dhammas are going to become fathas, and our noon of marfu is going to be dropped. Right? As always. It's the same pattern. Hopefully, we don't have to keep repeating it. Right? And then these, third person, second person, feminine, plural, they never change because this noon is the noon of niswa and not the noon of being marfu. We come down, inshallah ta'ala, to the fi'l amr, the command verb. The fi'l amr, we don't have any third person nor first person, so it's easy. So we come from tathkulu. Right? What do? We drop our ta. Our tha has a sukoon, so we need an alif. And we drop our dhamma, it becomes a sukoon. So we say uthqul. Now we're not going to write the uthqul, not uthqulu. Uthqul. We're not going to write the dhamma on the alif, but it would be there because of what's on the qaf. Uthqul, uthqula. Right? Uthqulu. Uthquli. We drop our noon from the present tense, right? Because the noon is for being marfu, and here it is mebni ala sukun. Uthquli, right? Uthqula. And uthqulna. We don't drop that noon in this one because it's part of the file there. Uthqulna. طيب. Our fa'il is thaqil. If you remember, the other verb we had on this form was qarib. Right? So we see the qarib. This qarruba that had the dhamma on the middle. And we're seeing a pattern. Those that have a dhamma on the middle, the file is thaqil. Right? And the maf'ul, we don't have one, just like we didn't have in qarruba. And then we have thiqlun as a masdar. ثقل or ثقالة. Again, I have to write this up top because it's not letting me write in that corner. Sometimes the computers do that. ثقالة. That's your verb, inshallah ta'ala. The next time we meet, we will be going over form 2 verbs. But if you want more practice, I'm going to give you 4 more words. If you want, you could make them into conjugation, and then you would have 10 in this form. So for instance, we could have nasara yansuru, and you could do this yansuru. That would be another form for you. You can also have dhahaba, or let's say falaha, which is to be successful, right? Falaha yaflahu. Yaflahu. Also, we could have ja'ala. It's to make. This is a famous or commonly used. Ja'ala yaj'alu. Yaj'alu. And then if we took one more, let's see here. There's thousands to pick from. I'm just trying to pick different I don't know. Sharaha, to explain, right? Sharaha yashrahu. If you want to do more, then you can do these on your own, inshallah, and you can share them underneath this video on Facebook. No problem, inshallah ta'ala. We have people that have been sharing their work, and we recommend you do so. These would just fill you out to 10 different verbs on this form. Inshallah, we'll see you again, as I said, next time with form 2. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.